Hey there, my name's Jasper and welcome to Awaken Evolution. Now, today's episode is a little bit different. Up until now, this channel was called The Conscious Masculine. But to be honest, I've been feeling a little bit boxed in with the brand name that I initially chose when I started this channel. For the last 5 years, I've been working exclusively with men around men's issues and building my men's online community, because that's where the majority of my lived experience was at. However, my work is touching so many people from all walks of life, including women. And because of that, it started to feel a little bit confusing to me only speaking to men and men's issues because, well, tens of thousands of women are also listening, which has really started to show me that the nature of this work and my message goes far beyond simply speaking to men and men's issues. How can I begin to even solve the kinds of problems that are out there that I've been working with men around if I don't include women as part of the conversation? So today I wanted to share with you guys some of my recent insights that have really led me into making this shift. For a while, something has been brewing inside of me. I've been reflecting a lot on my work and this podcast and the message that I'm putting out there into the world. And I've realized that it's time for a bit of a shift. A big one, in fact. I've been asking myself some deep questions and doing a lot of introspection and contemplation. Questions like, what is the ultimate impact I want to make with my life? What does this world and our species truly need in these challenging and often scary times? And if I look back at my life from my deathbed, what will I have been truly proud to achieve? I've meditated deeply, I've been journaling and even using psychedelics to obtain deep insights and craft a long-range vision of my life's purpose. Not just looking 5 or 10 years into the future, but 20 or even 30, 40 years. Thankfully, I don't have to worry about putting food on the table anymore. And I'm so grateful that this work has led me into a position that I actually have the luxury and freedom to be able to think further afield and tackle even bigger problems. And I've realized that I love so much this work that I've been doing with men, but there is this larger vision calling to me, one that feels aligned not just with helping men, but with guiding humanity through this crazy, chaotic, beautiful, scary, sometimes process of consciousness evolving on our planet. Now, if you're a man listening to this, don't worry. I actually believe that men play an absolutely crucial role in this process, and I'm still going to be speaking fiercely to that and supporting that. But as I zoom out and look at the bigger picture, I think that we as a species are on this precipice of a truly monumental shift. With the development of AI, the gradual integration of science and spirituality coming back together like long lost dancing partners, the decline of US hegemony in the world ushering in this new, unstable, multipolar world order. I think it's pretty safe to say that we are really, truly living through unprecedented times. And the speed and the depth of the change is going to present us with perhaps some of the biggest challenges of our lives. As a society, on the surface, it appears as if we are more connected than ever with social media, instant messaging, the whole online world. And that's amazing because it's giving us the opportunity to communicate in these ways. It's allowing me to reach you out there in the world, wherever you are. But in certain ways, as I look around, I also see that we are somehow cut off from one another, emotionally, spiritually. In some ways, we are starving or even famished. We're grappling with the tremendous weight of intergenerational trauma, as well as this increasingly polarized online world full of echo chambers of ideology and this kind of brutal fracturing of politics as we face and participate in a war that is getting waged by tech companies and governments all over the world who are fighting over the very programming of our minds. It's kind of freaky, right? And on top of this, we're going to perhaps live through one of the greatest paradigm shifts in humanity's history so far, where we are no longer the most intelligent species on our planet. AI is happening inevitably, and it's happening to us and through us. And we actually might be forced to learn how to interface with a super intelligent being that is perhaps 1 billion times smarter than we are, which is terrifying when you think about it. Unpredictable, completely unstabilizing. Very, very uncertain what that looks like and what the implications are. And at the very least, AI is going to change the nature of human life in ways that we are only just beginning to understand. If I look back at my own life, how much has changed since the invention of the internet, the AI revolution is going to dwarf that by orders of magnitude that my mind can barely even comprehend. So I think how we navigate this development may determine the very existence of our species. One thing is certainly clear, and that is that massive, massive change is happening under our noses, and the real question is, are we awake enough to evolve with it? So I've been thinking, what if this podcast, this platform, could become something bigger? What if it could be a space not just for men's work, but for all of us to wake up, to grow, to become more conscious, and to evolve together? A lighthouse of sorts that people can use to explore what it really means to live a meaningful, connected, and awakened life. The rapid and profound paradigm shifts that I've experienced in my own life are teaching me so much about myself, and I am connected to so many of you who are also searching for answers and looking for a path to make meaning out of all of this chaos. So that's why I've decided to create a change of direction under this new banner of Awakened Evolution. Now, it's not just a name, it's not just another podcast. For me, it is a mission. It's about awakening from the unconscious patterns that are keeping us stuck as a species, both individually and collectively, and helping us to evolve into something greater. Now, I want to explain and break it down what exactly that actually means to me, because at the moment it's just concepts, right? And these words can be interpreted in many different ways. So for me, awakening is about breaking free from old conditioning, toxic beliefs, the things that make us feel small, unworthy, or trapped. It's about waking up from the sleep of ignorance and learning to access the truth of who we really are. Now, there is many states and stages of awakening, and I plan on creating a lot of content moving forward that maps out the whole process. So no matter where you are, you know what stage you're in, and you know how to make progress towards higher and higher states and stages of consciousness. I think the biggest risk to our survival as a species is remaining asleep at the wheel and assuming that everything's going to be fine just because it's been fine in the past. And unfortunately, as I look around, the majority of humanity is still very, very asleep or stuck at very dense levels of consciousness, far away from the unity and harmony and love that this world needs. My awakening experiences so far have shown me that there is so much more to life than what we typically perceive or what we see at the surface. And these states and the insights that they've given me have been the most paradigm-shattering, jaw-dropping realizations of my life that truly opened me up towards entirely new ways of looking and relating to life and others. And I want to share that. I want to share the methods and the path that has led me there so you can access these states too. So moving forward, I want to be creating a lot more content related to this. But I don't just want it to be about spirituality, because I've seen how that can lead to a lot of bypassing and disconnection from actually creating change in the world. And that's where the evolution part comes in. So evolution, on the other hand, for me, it's the process of grounding these kind of concepts and insights into reality. It's the integration process. It's the leading edge of consciousness and life adapting and growing in real time. And rather than being passive participants, evolving unconsciously, we as humans can contribute and even guide that process. In fact, I believe that as custodians of this planet, we who are aware of ourselves each have a duty and responsibility to act in service of the greater good. And this isn't just about personal growth or empowerment. Of course, I'm still going to be focusing on these things because I think that's how we actually affect change in our lives on a daily basis. And first, we have to take care of ourselves before we can reach out and start helping others. But it's also about seeing and contributing to the collective transformation that is constantly taking place, whether we realize it or not. So I want you to imagine a world where we all show up as more conscious, connected, and purposeful beings, where humanity can go beyond war and division and actually start exploring the cosmos together, and perhaps even seamlessly integrating with super intelligent AI. Now, of course, nobody knows what's possible and where this path of human evolution or life evolution leads. But I believe that by assuming responsibility and actually thinking and challenging ourselves to think globally, we actually set ourselves up to create the most meaningful and fulfilling lives possible. And in doing so, we actually create the best possible conditions for our children and for future generations to succeed in moving towards some kind of utopian future. So I see my role in this process as challenging you, inviting you, inspiring you, hopefully, or those of you that feel called and resonate with this, to live and to fight and to evolve towards something greater than yourself. And that leads me to explaining this framework, the framework of awakened evolution. Now, this is super, super important. This is the framework that I'll be using to guide not just this podcast and my work, but all of the work that I will be doing moving forward. One of the things that I've learned is that transformation isn't just random. It actually follows patterns and processes. And if we want to grow and evolve, we need a clear roadmap. So I've started to develop a framework that captures the heart of what Awakened Evolution is all about. It's simple, actionable, and it's designed to meet you wherever you are at. I call it the Awaken Evolve Lead framework. And here is what it looks like. So the first step is awaken. This is where it all begins with awakening. Awakening is about seeing things clearly. It's about becoming aware of the patterns, the beliefs, the habits, the biases that are keeping us stuck. And it's about asking ourselves tough questions. As I always say inside my men's group, the quality of your life is determined by the questions that you ask yourself. And I want to inspire you guys to ask difficult, challenging, interesting questions. Things like, what's no longer working in my life? What am I avoiding? What am I being called to change? Where am I still being unconscious? I think for so many of us, awakening starts with facing discomfort, learning to turn towards our fears and seeing what is on the other side, taking baby steps in a new direction. Maybe you've felt that already. Maybe you've gone through the pain of a relationship falling apart, the emptiness of chasing success, or the exhaustion of living your life just cruising on autopilot. And I've seen in my own life time and time again that pain is actually the invitation for you to wake up, to see the truth of who you are, and to start imagining where you could go or who you could be. So in this phase, we'll be focusing on the tools and the practices to help you become more self-aware and more conscious. Things like journaling, meditation, shadow work, and even psychedelics. Very profound tools and practices that can help you break free from the unconscious patterns which are running and perhaps ruining your life. Step 2 is to evolve. This is the work of growth. Once you've started to awaken, the next natural step is to put that into practice and see how you can embody that. The integration step, this is where in many ways, the rubber is meeting the road. It's the process of growth, healing, integration, and transformation. It's about taking what you've discovered in the awakening stage or phase and using that to create meaningful change. In this evolve stage, we focus on 3 main areas. First up, emotional mastery, learning to navigate your emotions with strength and resilience so that you're no longer ruled by fear, anger, or shame. That helps us to develop relational intelligence, so building deeper, more conscious connections in your life with your partner, with your family, with your community. And that sets us up for spiritual grounding, connecting with something greater than yourself, whether that is through meditation, nature, or your own spiritual practice, whatever that looks like, in ways that actually translate into your life and impact those around you. This phase is all about action. It's about stepping into the discomfort of growth, knowing that it's leading you somewhere incredible. And it's about finding joy and fulfillment and purpose in the process. And the third step is lead. And this is what I call the ripple effect, or it creates a ripple effect. So basically the final step in the framework is leadership. And it's not about running a company or being a CEO, though of course it can be, but it's about you stepping into your unique role as a leader in your own life and in your community. When you awaken and evolve, you naturally inspire other people to do the same. Your growth actually creates a ripple effect that spreads outwards, whether it's in your family, in your workplace, in your friendship circles, or much broader out there into the world. And the more that you can step into this role, the more you realize that leadership isn't about control, it's not about personal power, it's actually about responsibility and service, giving back. So in this phase, we'll focus on learning to live aligned with your sense of purpose, getting clear on your values and your passions and aligning that with your actions. It's about creating impact, using your unique gifts to contribute to something greater than just yourself. It's about inspiring others, learning to lead by example, and showing others what is possible when you awaken and you evolve. And this isn't just the end of the journey, it's actually the beginning of a new cycle. As you lead and you continue to awaken and evolve and grow, you actually get to participate in the process of helping others to make the same steps that you've made. So it becomes a lifelong process, like a virtual self-fulfilling prophecy in a way, because it spreads outwards. And that is the beauty of it. And for me personally, this process has become the most meaningful, profound, and fulfilling stage of my life. When I actually started to embody the things that I've learned and turn around and share them with you guys. You have no idea how much fulfillment this brings me. And I want to help you to discover what it can do for you in your unique way in your life, whatever that looks like. You don't have to be sitting here with a microphone and a camera and starting a podcast. There is just an infinite variety of ways that you can translate these concepts into your own life. Now, I briefly want to explain how this framework guides my work so you can watch it unfolding as you continue to follow and listen to me. Awaken, Evolve, Lead isn't just something I'm teaching, it's actually the foundation for everything I do. From the podcast to the retreats that I'm doing, to the coaching that I offer, my men's group. Awaken is about helping you break free from the patterns that are holding you back. Evolve is about giving you the tools and supporting you to grow into the person that you're meant to be. And Lead is about empowering you to create a life and a world, hopefully, that reflects your highest potential. And this is the framework that I'm going to be using to guide you and myself on this journey of awakened evolution. And hopefully by watching me follow this and lead with a certain example, you'll feel inspired to apply it in your own way, in your own life. Now, I'm going to be diving deeper into each of these phases in future episodes, giving you guys practical tools and insights for wherever you are on this journey. But for now, I want you to take a moment and reflect. What phase are you in right now? Are you waking up to something new? Are you actively evolving, or are you stepping into leadership in some kind of new way? No matter where you are, know that this is a process. It's not about being perfect. God knows, I have not been perfect. Far from it. It's about showing up and doing the work. And hopefully I can be here for you to support you every step of the way. So that's the vision behind what I'm creating here under this new banner of Awakened Evolution. Now, this isn't just coming out of nowhere, as I've described. This is kind of deeply embedded and emerging from my own journey. If you've been listening to me so far, you've heard me talk about my various struggles, my low self-esteem, my relationship failures and challenges, not feeling like I had the right role models to guide me in the way that I needed, and learning through my very painful mistakes. For years, I was caught in patterns that held me back, kept me very small, and stopped me from sharing my greatest gifts with the world, with you. My unresolved traumas, my fears and my shame around intimacy, and an inability to deeply reflect and see how my behavior was causing pain to others. Not to mention falling into toxic ideology, groupthink, spiritual bypassing, and being corrupted by my own power and selfishness, using those to get what I wanted. I've got a lot more stuff coming in the near future. Some crazy stories, and beyond the stories, some very deep and profound insights into psychology, my own psychology, human psychology, and the way that we operate. But those struggles, they weren't just problems for me. They weren't just failures. They were actually my invitation to wake up, to evolve. And I can see now, with the benefit of 2020 hindsight, that every painful moment, every big mistake, every breakdown, it forced me to dig deeper inside of myself and to ask myself, what do I really want? Who do I want to be? What kind of impact do I want to make with this brief flicker of life here that I have on earth? And as I've worked through my own healing, through meditation, yoga, men's work, spirituality, even jiu-jitsu, I started to see that my pain wasn't just mine, that in fact it was collective. It was something that everyone was experiencing in their own unique way. And that is why I'm here now, expanding this mission towards something much more integrative, much more nuanced, much more complete. And in doing so, hopefully I'm passing on something powerful, something useful that can help you on your own path. So, what does this mean for you as a listener to this channel? It means that you're going to hear a lot more about this bigger picture that I've been describing. Now, of course, we're still going to be talking about relationships, intimacy, masculinity, sexuality, all of these things, because those, I believe, are foundational ingredients, necessary components on the path towards awakening. And they've been a huge part of my own process. I've got a lot more to share on these topics, and I'm going to continue to put that into content that you guys can access. But we're also going to be diving into philosophy, metaphysics, epistemology, psychology, and making sense of all that is happening in the world. I even want to go into geopolitics, politics in general, understanding the way that the human mind is set up, understanding the conflicts that we see playing out in the world, both online and offline in real time, so you guys have a more comprehensive and complete understanding. I'm going to expose you guys to a wide array of perspectives and teachings that are hopefully going to help to inform and deepen your own understanding and toolkit to deal with life's challenges and discover its greatest mysteries. I'm going to be doing this in a non-ideological way. I do not want to be anyone's guru I do not want to create a cult around my personality in any way, shape, or form. I've seen those mistakes. I've participated in those mistakes, in other people's mistakes. And as much as possible, my whole ambition here is to empower you to become your own guru, to become your own highest authority, and to stop giving your power away to other people. To trust and know and believe in yourself in a deep enough way, and to be mature enough and awake enough to be able to truly make sense and learn and understand life and this world without falling into all of the traps and minefields out there. Hopefully you can learn through my mistakes instead of having to fail in the ways that I have. And I want to teach you and hopefully inspire you to pass those gifts on to others and to help them prepare for the staggering change that we are going to experience in our lifetimes. Now, it also means that I'm going to be getting more vulnerable with you guys. So far, I have been trying to lead by example and sharing my fuck-ups, my mistakes, sharing my journey with you in a kind of raw way, and I'm just dipping my toes in the water. I'm just finding my style. This is just the beginning. I have so much more. And I don't just want to be some teacher who sits up here on a pedestal in an ivory tower. I want to share my journey with you in real time. What I'm learning, where I'm struggling, and how I'm growing. Because, at the end of the day, we're all in this together. And I've just seen time and time again the impact that my story has on you guys. So I'm going to be letting you in as deeply as I can and feel comfortable with at the time, and hoping that it serves. So my hope, my dear, sincere hope, is that this podcast, this channel becomes more than just another show that sits in your library and that you consume in your time off. I want it to become a movement, a space where we as humans, those of us who really aspire towards something greater, can share our stories and come together and support each other as we all learn to heal, awaken, and evolve. So if this resonates with you, here is what I would love for you to do. Please, please, please share this work, my work, with someone who needs to hear it. It really helps so much, and I can't do this alone. I cannot do it alone. I need you. I need your support. Join me on social media, where I'll be sharing more about this vision and how you can be a part of it. Instagram is the main place I am at the moment. I'm trying to build the YouTube channel. It's small at the moment, but hopefully that's going to pick up speed. A very simple way to support my work is to simply leave a comment or a like or a subscribe or whatever it is. And that really sort of helps to feed the algorithm and get this work to more people. And perhaps most importantly, start reflecting on your own journey. Where is it that you're being called to awaken? Where are you being called to evolve? Because this world, it needs you. It needs your growth. It needs your wisdom. It needs your leadership. And perhaps more than anything else, it needs your love. I think we can all agree that the world needs a little bit more love right now. And mine is not enough. I'm just one guy with a camera and a microphone, and alone my impact is insignificant. But together, we can actually create something truly impactful and profoundly beautiful that this world desperately needs. So, thank you. Thank you for being with me here today and investing your priceless attention in this direction. I'm truly grateful. And this is just the beginning. This is just the start of Awakened Evolution, and I'm super excited and inspired, and it feels so aligned for me where this is going and what is to come, how much I have to share with you guys and what I want to build. So if you've been listening to my channel for a while, thank you so much for being a part of my journey and sharing it with me. And if you're new here, welcome. I actually can't wait to share my growth with you and to watch you grow alongside me. Let's awaken. Let's awaken together, let's evolve, and let's lead the way forward with strength, with wisdom, and with love.